真の英雄は目で殺す。貫く神々の王の慈悲を知れ。絶滅とはこれ、この一つ。インドラよ、刮目しろ。焼き尽くせバサビーシャクティ。正義なし。
Hello everyone! Welcome back to Let's Play Fate Grand Order, Cosmos in the Lostbelt. Hey, Lostbelts, huh? Those are a thing. Those are a thing that is the primary crux of the story. And, as such, hey, how about we, continue on with the story? Saber Wars has ended, I've done everything I want. There is a bonus quest, there's 2 bonus quests. I am fine. I'm good. What's 1 lore to hours of suffering that I'd rather not do? Instead, here we are. We're heading on to the Samsara of Genesis and Terminus, Yugakshetra. Now, I'm gonna Google, just quickly, how do I pronounce this? First off, if I type it in, well, that's Yugakshetra, which is a real thing. Yugakshetra. So, it is a fate term. Okay, it's not. Okay, so if it's just a fate term and not a, if it's just a fate term and not a real term, then I can't get in trouble. Yugakshetra. Okay, that's what I'll say. As far as I'm aware, we're going to India, so. Let's go. Hey, remember how the world ended? On December 31st, 2019, the entirety of human history was erased in a single stroke. Every trace of civilization was wiped out, and in its place, the earth was left a bleached wasteland. No one knew why or how it was all done. All that was clear is that humanity had been utterly defeated. No. It's worse than that. We never even had a chance to fight back. Our destroyer was known as the Foreign God, a being from a distant star, wielding unfathomable power. Entity, we have a message for all of humanity. This planet will soon be reborn as an old, brand new world. Huh. I don't think planets are born as a bleached white wasteland, but alright. Go off, King. Human civilization was a mistake. The path of our growth was incorrect. And so I have made my decision. I will revolt against all of human history. Proper human history. We are about to fill this world with inhuman mystic secrets. We will restore the age of gods. To that end, the gods have descended from a far-off galaxy, and in their wisdom, they have used 7 seas to select new leaders. These leaders will remake this planet as they see fit, and the one who will reign supreme shall be given the right to renew the world itself. The life forms from proper human history will not even be permitted to take part in this war, or to even view it from the sidelines. Trees of creation have sprung up all across the land. Now, all of the old humanity's endeavors will be set aside, frozen. My name is Wodime, Kirshtaria Wodime. On behalf of the 7 cryptors, I have a message for those of you who escaped from Chaldea. No, rather, I have a message for the scant few remains of the human race. We will be the inheritors of this planet's history. Thank you for the recap. Cryptors, the 7 masters of the old Chaldea who were supposed to save the world. Daebit Semvoid, Ophelia Farmsalone, Beryl Gut, Kadok Zemlupus, Akuta Hinako, Scandinavia Peperoncino, and their supposed leader, The foremost disciple of Chaldea's first director, Krishtaria Wota. I'm sorry, I'm just realizing, does my man have a gun scepter? That looks remarkably gun-like up there. No one had ever even been... No one had reading. No one had ever... No one had even been certain they were still alive. But no sooner had they awoken than they turned on the world they had been meant to protect. Chosen by the foreign god, the 7 cryptors were entrusted with caring for the Trees of Emptiness, the enormous trees that appeared around the world after its scouring. Each Tree of Emptiness was followed by a Lostbelt, a hypothetical history that had been pruned from the Chronicle of Humanity. There was the Russian Lostbelt, where humans had fused with beasts in order to survive in an ultra-cold environment. There was the Scandinavian Lostbelt, where a Ragnarok gone awry had robbed the world of any possible future. And there was the Chinese Lostbelt, where a single ruler, who achieved immortality, carried the rest of mankind on their shoulders. These and other Lostbelts were to grow their territory, with the one emerging triumphant becoming Earth's official history. As far as the cryptors were concerned, their only enemy, or rather competition, was the other cryptors competing to establish their Lostbelt's dominance. It took me until now, but I just realized, aren't they just kind of doing their own Grail War type fight? Where instead of it being whoever wins gets a wish, it's whoever wins rewrites the history of the world. I just kind of realized that. The few remnants of the old humanity, Chaldea, were no more than a tiny bump in the road. Yeah, but this bump is kind of bucked off 3 trees already. Oh, yo! Before the world was wiped clean, the cryptors had mounted an attack on the Chaldea Security Organization's headquarters and destroyed them. Chaldeans were frozen solid, and race-shifting, the only possible means by which humanity could have prevented the Great Reset, was lost. Oh, Mommy. Please show us new art of Kirei running with the rocket launcher, because it's still the best thing ever. But though many lives were lost and the survivors were forced to make a desperate retreat, the last master of Chaldea still lived. Thanks to the Shadow Border, the all-terrain void transporter that had been developed in secret, and its cross-dimensional zero-sail traversal method, the survivors successfully escaped into void space. Having evaded the Great Reset, they emerged in the Russian Lostbelts a few months later in April of 2020. They went on to defeat Cadox M. Lupus, the cryptor assigned to the Russian Lostbelt, overthrow the Lostbelt's king, Ivan the Terrible, and cut down its Tree of Emptiness. Then, another battle in the Scandinavian Lostbelt, they arrived at the Wandering Sea, a workshop that was home to the only other survivors of humanity. Now they gain a new ally in Sion Eltnem, an alchemist from the Atlas Institute, left in charge of the Wandering Sea. And they are setting out on the next step of their quest to defeat the cryptors and the foreign god. Nice little recap. So, how was that recap? Did I do a good job jogging your memory? Isn't it wild that she's not in Melty Blood Lumina because she's here? Wild. Like it was yesterday. Yes, you glossed over a number of things, but that's basically the long and short of it. You skipped over the whole poison arc. Anyway, it's now been a few months since you returned from the Chinese Lostbelt. Once you're all rested up, I'm going to have you head out on your next order, Lostbelt number 4, where you will investigate a strange Lostbelt that has been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining in on your adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology. Right, I forgot we'd be joined by the captain. Of course, if I had known it would take this long to get ready, I would not have hyped it up quite so much. My original calculations had me convincing Captain a bit sooner than this. Hey, it wasn't your fault that we all got caught up in that ordeal. Honestly, I'm glad we were able to verify we can actually race shift again. Indeed. We know now for certain that we are able to race shift from the Wandering Sea as well as from Caldia. Right, because that was the canon event, the one in the sex dungeon. That one. That happened. Well, the ability to observe time and space outside the Lostbelts may not help in our efforts to remove them. Having more options available can only be a good thing. Though that's not to say some of us aren't a bit worse for wear. I say, Director Grodolf, has your weight returned to normal yet?
It has, not that I had any say in the matter. I still don't think it was right that I was the only one who didn't get a good break. Nor do I see why we need an obsolete relic like ray shifting when we have the zero sale. Go on, Moody, you know I'm right. Tell him how you and the whole staff are just as sick and tired of ray shifting as I am.
Mooney? Munier? Sure, alright. You know what? Sure, that's a good name. What are you talking about? They're both mind-blowing technological achievements. You've just got to use them right. Also, I was on staff at the original Caldia too, so if anything, I'm way more used to ray shifting. You agree with me, right, Tanner? Ray shifting is way more fun than zero sailing, isn't it? Honestly, neither one's a walk in the park. Both of them are horrible on the body.
Me too, boy. Why did I have to be born so ray shift compatible? Oh, never mind all that. Sion, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. We know now that the crypt is a cursed leader, cursed area of Wodime is in the Atlantic Lostbelt. I'm also told it's the largest Lostbelt in the world so far, that the branches of its tree remedies cover Earth's entire stratosphere. So, what possible point could there be in making a pit stop at this Lostbelt in India?
Gordolf's never played a video game. He doesn't understand you have to take out the sub-bosses before you go for the big boss. It's not a pit stop. We need to go there to ensure a chance of victory as high as possible. According to Trismegistus, the ocean occupies most of the Atlantic Lostbelt's territory. And we are not talking a modern-day ocean here. We're talking about one from the Age of Gods, filled to the brim with ether and demonic beasts. As things stand right now, we have no way of crossing an ocean like that safely. If you were to enter the Atlantic Lostbelt now, you would just end up as so much seaweed.
I see. Well, does it mean we could get there at the border?
I'm afraid not. Sion and I have been talking about it, and we both came to the conclusion that it's just not possible to make the border seaworthy while preserving its existing functionality. Just because it can sail in void space doesn't mean it can do the same in reality space. Each ocean requires a completely different means of traversal. And since the border is an all-terrain void transporter, we can't allocate that many resources only to make it capable of sailing on real water. I guess we could technically do it if we made the hull bigger, but if we did that, we wouldn't have nearly enough staff to run it. A vehicle that size would need at least 60 professionals to be operated. Can you guess what resource we are lowest on just now? I guess that would be human resources. Munier and the rest of the border staff are all doing their best, but... Right, so you are gonna go to acquire what we need in the Indian Lostbelt. So you want us to recruit people there? No, nothing like that. We already know that you cannot bring anything native to a Lostbelt outside it, right? No, this is a simple matter of earthbound coordinates. India has everything we currently lack, so you're gonna go there to get it all in one fell swoop. Is that not right, Captain? We are all done making adjustments and attachments over here. All you have to do now is personally activate the Aranax Phantasm in India and attach it. The what? Yes, I'll go with them. It's been several months since I started helping out with the border's maintenance. It might be as slow as a sea turtle, but I can't help but have some affection for it after all this time. And I know the Phantasm needs to be activated very carefully with a precise ritual, and only at particular coordinates. I don't know if we can even use it in a Lostbelt or not, but we'll never know unless we try. That said, I'm the one who's going to decide what it becomes. That part is non-negotiable. And if I decide it's not going to work, I'm going to come back on my own. Got that, Sion? Sure, as your master, I'm okay with that. Though I seriously doubt you are capable of being so heartless. What are you talking about? We're talking about my coming along with you to India. I thought you've already been told about that. Da Vinci, do you remember seeing a steel pyramid-shaped object somewhere around the dock? Well, it's mine. I'd like you to store it in the border for me. In the worst case, we can use it as a shield. Oh, you mean that weird-looking thing that almost seems like part of a car body kit? Is that the Aranax Phantasm you're just talking about? Yeah, it's not much use for a mermaid that can swim around the ocean freely, though.
I can't say I know what it is you're talking about, but the more servants around who keep me safe, the better.
Thanks. Anyway, glad to be here, everybody. Oh, and don't worry about my seat. I already installed one for me, and it only takes up half of Munier's space. Wow! Whoa, really? That means Captain's gonna be sitting next to me! This is my big chance to show him what I'm made of. I can't wait to get started.
All right. But is that our only objective in India? Does that mean we don't have to cut down a tree of emptiness?
No, you'll definitely be needing to eliminate the Indian Lostbelt when you're there. Given that it seems to be indirectly responsible for the recent race shift incident. The Indian Lostbelt. There's a very good chance that these histories that were pruned away after they were deemed unnecessary contain significant and unprecedented threats. I've determined that we cannot leave this Lostbelt just because it is low on our list of priorities. Besides, there's still so much we don't know, not just about the Trees of Emptiness. What is going on with the Cryptors? Who are the alter egos claiming to be disciples of the foreign god? Every Lostbelt we investigate provides us with more data. Tanner, Mash, Da Vinci, Gordolf, Munier. As the one supervising the command room, and as someone personally wishing for your success, there's something I wish to say. You need to eliminate every Lostbelt. We have no choice but to fight, regardless of how painful that choice is. You need to eliminate them both to improve our chance of victory during the inevitable climactic confrontation, and to return human history to its proper place. Oh, Sion. Whoops, scratch that. I should know better than to get overly serious before you even head out on a mission. I am sure we will run into more than enough trouble in Lostbelts, but so we should at least try to enjoy ourselves while in the base. Alright, that's all for now. Please make sure to review the particulars that's mentioned on your mobile devices. Yo, we get smartphones! This order will commence at dawn. Be sure to get plenty of sleep and come to the dock by the time we agreed on. Roger that! I didn't even think about the fact that we'd probably have smartphones to talk to each other at this point. Hi, Da Vinci. Huh? Da Vinci, what you doing? Are you asleep? She's sleep standing? What? Oh, Tanner, what's up? We have less than 6 hours till the mission starts. You should head back to your room and get some rest. I doubt we'll have many chances to get a full night's sleep once we're in the Lostbelt. Who knows when you'll get another chance to stay in a bed that doesn't rock. It's actually time to go right now, Da Vinci. Huh? It's already time? Have I been sleeping standing up this whole time? Whoopsies. Didn't really want to go back to my workshop, so I guess I ended up resting my eyes first a little longer than I meant to. Well, I feel silly. Is she, like, breaking down? Am I gonna cry? Anyway, go on and head down to the dock. I'll catch up with you guys soon. God, is she... Yeah, oh, she got roller skates! Sick. She just skated down the hall like it was a giant rink. As I had thought, Da Vinci is having some operational difficulties. Neza, hi! I have been behind you for some time. You must have been so focused on Da Vinci that you didn't notice. In any case, this is a good chance to tell you this. You can't let Da Vinci push herself too much. She is doing everything Leonardo da Vinci would be doing, but while in a much smaller body. That obviously puts tremendous strain on her now. You must be aware of that. She may have inherited Leonardo da Vinci's duties, but she is a pseudo-servant just like Mash's? What? Huh? I mean, I guess, but I guess she's one with, like, the robot body. Like, she's... Because the servant... It's not her servant body. I guess. Huh. We may differ in format, but she and I are very similar. I understand how she's feeling. Yeah, and then your situation. No. Scratch that. I do not know how she is feeling. Da Vinci is so strong. Raza? I said too much. My apologies. So please... keep this between us, promise? I am coming along to the Indian Lostbelt. I hope we can continue to... You are a servant who appears everywhere. Like, why does Neza get so much plot out of everyone? Not that I complain, because she does look like Satsuki. like, you are just a Yumizuka Satsuki pseudo, a demi-servant in my eyes, but well, glad to have you with us again. Understood. I promise I will not let you down. That said, the jewel in my chest is acting up a bit. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. The Indian Lostbelt is a very bad place. Every part of my spirit origin is warning me not to go. Okay, well, how about we put you away and then take... Why don't we take Parvati then? Even so, every Lostbelt is dangerous. I am the Crown Prince Neza. I must not back down from a challenge. If things go bad, I know you will help me. I'm sure I have nothing to worry about. Let's go. The others are waiting. Motley crew. Oh man, sorry I'm late. I can't believe I took so long to get ready. Looks like you're all here. Then let us begin the final rundown. Your destination is the Indian Lostbelt. Your objective is to help Captain gain experience, power up the Shadow Border, explore the Indian Lostbelt, and ultimately eliminate it. Captain and I will handle the Shadow Border side of things, so please do not concern yourselves with that. What I would like you to focus on, Master Tanner, is cutting down the Indian Tree of Emptiness. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit about 20 days worth of supplies. While the Aeronax Phantasm will be loaded into the hangar as supplemental equipment, you will not need to account for it in battle, as it is not meant for offensive purposes. I take it we'll be summoning reinforcement servants within the Lostbelt again, as we have done thus far? Correct. From here you'll need to travel across void space to get close to the Indian Lostbelt, and from there you'll need to immediately undergo another zero sail in order to make your way inside. Consecutive zero sails are draining even for servants, and Da Vinci's protection safeguards can only do so much, so I think it's best if we keep no more than 3 servants on standby in the border.
But no matter how many servants we win over our side in the future, we'll only be able to take 3 of them into a Lostbelt with us.
That's how it works out, yes. I'm not saying we can never send more than 3 if we really have to, but the servants summoned inside a Lostbelt are more powerful anyway. So when you get there, I would like you to secure a ley line and use Mash's Holy Relic to form contracts with new heroic spirits, just like you have in the other Lostbelts. Alright then, as the Wandering Sea Command Room Supervisor, I have an order for those of you on the field team. As of this moment, Novum Caldia will be transitioning to its first battle position. Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Tanner. Once I've confirmed all your vitals are green, you'll begin a zero sail, and officially commence Order Lostbelt number 4 along with its suborder, Horned Monster. Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to your safe return. Sorry, what was that about the Horned Monster? Are we not going to talk about the Horned Monster thing? Where to set out? Let's go. There we are. We're setting out. Activating Paper Moon, initiating planetal navigation chart ± convergence, commencing shadow borders, docking sequence into reality boundary. Proper human history resemblance, C. Lostbelt depth, A. Firing existence verification tether into reality space. Anchor point at heroic spirits virtual nautical chart confirmed. They're avoiding the name, even though I probably already know. Zero sail complete, emerging into reality space. Honestly, the captain's true name is kind of an unavoidable thing. Because people have been talking about them for 2 years already, so it's like, yeah, I kind of already know. I don't know who they are, and we'll give it a Google when we get to there, but otherwise, I know the name, but I don't know who that is. Reality space anchor secured. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence within Lostbelt. Zero sail return successful.
Good, we made it back to reality space.
Foo-foo. Oh, that violent shaking never gets any easier. You okay, Master? I'm fine. I'm used to it by now. I'm impressed, Master. Not many people could adapt to this as quickly as you have.
Not so fast. Just take a look at how adeptly I'm carrying myself. Why, I'm the very picture of dignity. A zero sail is no worse than a drive in the rain for me. Surely all that rattling must have made a dreadful sight more difficult for a freshly summoned servant who's never left that lukewarm base of yours, no?
I feel quite as powerless as a krill, one already in a whale's stomach at that. But never mind, so long as I'm at sea, even the most violent upheaval is as a gentle breeze to me. If anyone should be worried about getting seasick, it's you guys. The ship could and should be much more comfortable. In particular, I'd like to add a bit more in the way of padding to my cushions. A good captain must always take care of his crew, after all. Had I known how uncomfortable these chairs were, I would have prioritized making improvements. Hey, I'm glad to work together to keep the border systems in good shape, but I'm not about to let you go tinkering with tiny things like that on your own anytime soon. Even something as small as changing the air freshener we use in the bathroom could lead to fighting among the staff.
Yo, I want sea breeze!
I'm actually being a lot more considerate of everyone on board than you might think, you know. That's good to hear, but this is the sort of problem that should have been addressed in the planning stages of creating this vessel. You might have the most advanced vessel in the world, but it'll do little good if your crew's too low in spirits to make proper use of it. I'd guess the previous Da Vinci had no idea how difficult a voyage at sea could be. Ouch, well, you got me there. The last version of me was a genius, but she was definitely kind of sensitive about things like that. Still, she did make this amazingly capable armored vehicle back when nobody had any idea what was going to happen. I'd say that more than gets me off the hook for overlooking little things like cushions.
Quite so. Next time we build a vehicle, we'll be sure to pay more attention to the creature comforts. In the meantime, we have made our way through the storm wall, and we are now inside the Indian Lostbelt. We should begin by assessing our surroundings. First things first, Miss Uminier, can you see this Lostbelt's Tree of Emptiness?
Yeah, I think it's that over there. I can see something far off to the southeast. Yep, that's a Tree of Emptiness, alright. Boy, it is already streaming upwards, huh?
So it has already taken root, as I suspected. Furthermore, it appears to have already grown considerably. But unlike in China and Scandinavia, at least we know where to find it. That should save us a good deal of time.
Then let's go cut it down right now.
Just like that? Are all you Chinese robots so bold? No, that would be too dangerous. The tree is very far away, and I doubt the enemy has simply left it undefended. Oh yes, that reminds me. I'm aware we have yet to define this term for our current circumstances, but there's almost certainly another enemy we'll need to face here. Given what we have seen thus far, there's an excellent chance that there's a cryptor assigned to this Lostbelt, and a king who has been ruling it since prior to the cryptor's arrival. It is therefore in our best interest to gather as much information as we can before we depart to prepare to face them. While this particular Tree of Emptiness does seem to have grown considerably, it also appears to be in a fairly stable state, so we do not seem to be under any immediate pressure. Of course, if things should take a sudden turn for the worse, we have no choice but to act. But for the time being, it should be safe to prioritize investigating this Lostbelt. Whatever steps we take next, we should begin by getting to the bottom of this case, or, well, that is, this unknown history.
Yes, quite. Very well, we'll start by gathering information. It's important to know exactly what sort of dangers one is up against, after all.
I see. Understood for now. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything else of interest around here. What's that? I don't know. What am I looking at? Seems there's something else visible to the naked eye here. Something a fair distance from the Tree of Emptiness in its own right. Fascinating. It's very square.
What the hell is that? Is it natural? Man-made? Hurry up and scan it, man.
I'm working on it. Come on. It's no use. I can't get a read on it with anything. It's like it's deflecting any attempts to scan it. I thought it might be some sort of magecraft-based structure, but it doesn't show up on magical energy scans. Perhaps it isn't. Seems all we can do is barely make it out with our eyes, which would mean that, empirically speaking, we can't even be sure it's truly there. I suppose one possible explanation is that we're all just seeing things.
Proving a mass hallucination? As in, a vision from space? Warm hospitality? A frightening girl on my head?
Please calm down, Director. I'm sure that was just Holmes trying to make a joke.
At any rate, the only thing we could say for sure at this point is that we have no idea as to what's going on.
Though I do wonder if this may have anything to do with the mysterious girl we saw near Russia's Tree of Emptiness, in the sense that we could also see her despite being unable to observe her with any instrumentation. Then again, I suppose she did technically appear as a sort of blank spot on our sensors, Regardless, we still have far too little information to work with, so there is nothing to gain from drawing conclusions now. I guess we might be able to get some readings if we got in close. I can't say I'm thrilled about the idea of getting near that thing, but if you want to head there over and try...
Don't we top? Why would we go inside that thing when we don't know the first thing about it? Why, if something would happen to the poor or to me, mankind's last hopes will be dashed for good. No, our first order of business is to ensure our surroundings are safe, and then to ensure I'm safe. Is that right, technical administrative advisors?
You're not wrong. Lostbelts do have their own populations, so we know there's got to be a town around somewhere. I can't tell if there's one near that giant cube or anywhere else nearby. But wherever we find one, we shouldn't get too close to it in the border. Remember what happened in China? So for prioritizing information and supplies, I think we should start by looking for a campsite. Luckily, the environmental readings are all stable, so we can assume we're safe enough to focus on keeping a low profile. I'd really rather not use the camel function if we can help it, since it's a major resource hog. Now, where's a good out-of-the-way place we could hide the border around here? Ah, that rocky mountain over there looks promising. Alright, we should probably decide on our plan of attack here. Just to make sure, how's that device holding up? The Aeronax Phantasm's as quiet as a piece of coral. It's not about to wake up anytime soon. I was afraid of this. Even if we get to the coordinates now, we won't be able to do the ritual to activate as long as this Lostbelt's here. So we won't be able to use your fancy new device or update the border until we get rid of this Lostbelt, huh? I thought that might be the case, but that doesn't make it any less sucky. What did you expect? One can hardly hope to win first prize without taking part in the race. We'll need to cut off this Lostbelt sooner or later, so if anything, this helps simplify matters.
Dude, now as usual, my duty is to defend the border, seeing as the last bastion of hope for humankind and all the Tanner and Mash, you two are our field teams, so you'll be working well in the field. Given that this will be the fourth Lostbelt you've been investigating, you should be old hands at it by now.
I'll do my best. Yes, sir. I'll be sure to stay alert while we're in the field. Like I said before, the environment here is a lot more stable than it was in Russia or Scandinavia. It's similar to China's climate in a lot of ways, but in addition to the physical heat and humidity, there's also a high concentration of mana in the air here. That means you won't be able to use the portable stealth device I gave you in China, just so you're aware. Still, at least I know you won't need to use the Olaris boards or any other special transport equipment here. So you won't have to worry about that. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Just the sort of enthusiasm I'd like to see. However, one can't live on enthusiasm alone. Having just the two of you on the field is a risk I'd rather not take. So the servants who will accompany you on your investigation shall be...
Sorry, I think this is a sensible decision, but I can't accompany them. I was not sent here as a combatant. Were I to try to fight alongside Tanner, I would just get in his way. My job is to make improvements on this vessel. I may not be able to do so, but there's still a lot of foundational work I can begin now. The first thing I'm going to focus on is improving this bridge's shock absorption. As I said, these cushions leave quite a lot to be desired. Hey, I was planning to get to them when I had time, you know. Of course, I will accompany them. I have some connection to India. As well, I am sure I can be useful. Right, India has historically been close with China, where they called it Tianzhu. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Thank you, Neza. I'm very reassured knowing you'll be there to help us.
Nonetheless, Neza alone simply won't be enough. Da Vinci needs to remain here on standby so she can operate the border at a moment's notice if necessary. And Holmes needs to stay so that he can make full use of the border's instruments while he analyzes our findings. Suffice to say, Tanner, you will need to bolster your fighting force if we are to carry out your investigation. To do so, you will have to try summoning new servants in the field. It's a shame that the Atlas Institute's service wasn't more accommodating, but there's nothing we can do about that.
I see Gordy's in a really good mood now that he's another servant staying behind who can keep him safe. I agree you'll need to start by summoning new servants, but as I say, every cloud has a silver lining. And this particular summoning has two of them. First off, electricity. Thanks to Sion, we have another disposable booster you can use like you did in China. She said it's called a void cell. I gotta say, the Atlas Institute comes up with some really interesting stuff sometimes. As a refresher, just hook it up to Master Shield and it'll provide all the resources you need for the summon. Unfortunately, thanks to all the time it took to make everything, it's only got enough juice for 2 servants. But hey, it's still way better than flying a kite in a storm, right? Second, I already found a perfect ley line for summoning, and it's well within walking distance.
I concur. Once you've bolstered your forces there, you can begin investigating our surroundings in earnest.
Understood. We'll make sure to do that. Well, no time like the present. Let's go! Woohoo! We get 2 of them, huh? I know 1, but I don't know the other. You're sure you're okay with this, Gordy?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, I just figured you'd want to say, hold it, I'm the director, and I give orders around here, or something like that.
Oh. Well, I will admit I did come up with a few authoritative directives ahead of time, but I ultimately decided they weren't necessary, given that this Lostbelt seems fairly peaceful. And if there's no point in saying them, well, why waste my breath? It's only good sense.
Of course there's a point to them. They're very important. Go on, Gordy. Hurry up and say something.
Oh, well, if you insist, it's not too late. Hold it, you're forgetting something pivotal.
What's that?
Your commander's orders, of course. We can't start an operation without them. Go on now, line up, act strange, never mind the salute, just listen up. Tanner is the captain of the Shadow Border, the director of Colony. Here are your orders. You're to investigate this Lostbelt spreading across Indian land and to find a means of felling that true emptiness as soon as possible. In addition to eliminating this Lostbelt and protecting Earth from this invasion, there are also to secure a path that will enable us to further modify and evolve this Shadow Border.
Yes, sir. That's more like it. When a mission's especially difficult, that's when you need to send them off with high hopes. We're really coming into our own as a team. I think we'd even give the old Chaldea a run for its money. I actually honestly think I kind of prefer new Chaldea, like for real. Part of it feels like a... Ooh, well, I'll talk about that after. First off, that's a year. The final Dark God, huh? God, what does that mean? Like I was saying, it kind of feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, where it's like, oh man, it's a new set of people. I don't know if I'm going to like this. And then you're like, oh no, it's actually super cool. I actually kind of really like it. Well, here we are, huh? Pretty lush and green. There's the tree. It's really spreading. Wow, that's... Oh, and there's the cute... Wait a sec. That's not the same one from Prisma, Ilya, is it? Huh. Sometimes you need a bathroom break, but that has now been done. Let's continue. Whoa! That's long. Meeting hope in a lonely world. Cool. Cool. I like that title. It's really nice.
I have to ask, are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of it, so out of sorts earlier that, I can't even read right now. I was so out of sorts early on there, thanks to me having to confront my mortality, that I wasn't able to make the same sort of cool-headed decisions I usually do. I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there.
You don't have to tell us. We're fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation even for a Lostbelt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Tanner will have any trouble summoning capable servants here. Same. All we have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes, everything's in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to the Spirit Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks, done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System Fate, all systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master. Swear to God if I get Mapu Tofu. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and abide by this, will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in the 3 words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Who do we get? Oh, hey, sup, Rama? I'm Rama, Saber, and the great king of Kassala. Oh, of course, and it's Karna. I'm a lancer. My true name is Karna. It's good to be here. Yeah, we got like two of the most India's best heroes, so... It works, Senpai. We wouldn't have hoped for a better result. Oh, we even know them already.
Whoa! I'm good. I knew I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. The lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as one.
Well, technically it was Tanner that summoned them. This is such good news, it almost makes me want to run around whooping for joy. I won't, of course. But at least Fu can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Fu. Woo-hoo, Fu! Look at him go. I see. Now I understand. So we are fighting for Kaldi on behalf of proper human history. Indeed, it sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Tanner. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kassala and an avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master? You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I've been summoned here, I will do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders. That said, Sorry, that looks like Kirshtaria. That looks like the word Kirshtaria quite a bit. I'm Googling that. Kshatriya. Kshatriya. I type it in and it literally says Kshatriya Fate, and it also shows me... It shows me Gundams. So Kshatriya is one of the 4 Varna of Vindu society associated with the warrior aristocracy. Okay. Wow. Okay, so there's Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. I apologize for any of my butcherings of terms here. There's very little vowels. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us. How very respectful of you, son of Surya, god of the sun. I feel most reassured, knowing you will have my back. You're really happy about this, huh, Mash? Is Mash just happy we get 2 hot guys instead of normally hot anime girls or a horse? Yeah, although I'm also just relieved, since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are. I'm so grateful they were the ones who chose to answer your call. I'll say, even without the home advantage going for them, I'd say these are some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon. Rama, Karna, Arjuna, and Parvati were my top choices for the Spirit Origin graph going in. But it was just a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. I cannot believe RNG summoning gotcha mechanics are in the story. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna are both enormously well-known and influential here. Given all that, along with the fact that they know India like the backs of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That's... Oh man, Da Vinci is like dying here, and it's affecting me. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given that it's a Lostbelt and all, but I'm sure they'll handle it way better than us Europeans. Speaking of which, what do you make of this Lostbelt so far? How's it different from the India you're familiar with? How is it different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is... Yes, it's very dry. Makes me feel lonely. Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely, huh? Foo-hoo-hoo. And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize, but it seems she's nowhere to be found here. One more reason to feel lonely, I think. She's in the arcade game, don't worry. My beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again? I don't sense anything familiar here either. Well, I suppose there is. You're picking up your brother? No, it's nothing. For a moment I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. I was trying to figure out what it might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things, or perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master. Very well then. What do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance? To be honest, I have no idea. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never seen or heard of anything like that. Nor have I. There is something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. Okay, I think that there is a reference to the cube in Fate Extra, right? Because I know he's an extra CCC. So I think that's him thinking about the extra cube. But I'm not sure. He thinks it's the moon cell. Yeah, he's basically saying it looks like the moon cell, but it's not. But I'm sure that is not the kind of answer you're looking for. Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like.
Proper human history servants don't know. There's obviously something unique to this Lostbelt. In which case, the only way we'll find answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings as originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs.
Hey, Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to sound so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king? He's a good guy at heart, I promise. Well, no matter. Given that I'm a servant now, I can certainly overlook a transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it. Foo-foo. Alright, why don't we get our investigation underway? We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and you should all be set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine. Hello? Oh. To begin this quest, 3 servants need to be set as starting members. Whoa. Whoa, we're getting proper story stuff. Yo, this is sick. Okay, so this, oh right, because this was the one that was, yeah, this was the one in the last event there, where it's basically just, they begin good, right? So MASH, you can then get, if they start with Meteor, then honestly, for you, the best thing for you would probably be to be there giving them some stars, too, so, yeah, we'll start with this here. This is cool. I'm very excited for getting big, like, story battles, because those are my favorite types of things in Fate. I love it. Alright, what sort of wild animals are we dealing with? What sort of la creaturas? Boars and wolves. Wait, what? Wait, what? Decrease quick and arts and buster card effectiveness, decrease amount of HP. What the frick? Why is it so bad? Huh? How much are we gonna do? What? Why are we so weak? Huh. We're like ridiculously weak. That's strange. We can win. We're definitely not in the realm of going to die. But, like, we're pretty weak. Huh. Pop your noble phantasm, my man. I've definitely, as time's gone on, I've come to appreciate Karna's design. Karna was one of the first, like, non-Stay Night servants I've ever seen. And when I looked at him, I'm like, I hate this dude's design. I hated it. I honestly thought this guy's the worst. He's such a bad design. But I think, like, with the cape and stuff, he's actually, like I like him. I just don't like when he gets the one little weird wing. Like that, I'm like, oh, that's gross and asymmetrical. But this design, I think it's fresh. And I definitely like him as a character now, too. It helps that he appears so much. He's one of those servants that gets way more play than you would think. The Lotus Plains. Look at these just, like, battles, huh? Just free battles, man. Yeah, let's keep going with our... Where's the science man? Show me the science man. It was under here, right? Yeah. Fragment of 2030. Okay. I mean, that's the cube. It's the cube he was talking about. It's in the art there. We did end up running into some wild animals, but you all handled them no problem. That said... Who? Yeah, there's obviously something on your minds. Indeed, now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there's something strange about this land. Indeed, I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be. Yes, compared to the one we know from proper human history, was it? Feels as though there's something unusual covering this entire world. Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that, whatever it is, it's preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power. Do you think it'll get better? Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it, but at this point I can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay it too much heed. Even if we can't use all our power, we still have more than enough to carry out your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. Fight that! Now then, looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly so we can continue investigating our surroundings. Oh man, it's been a while since we've had a story section where it's like, hey, we gotta like just do this stuff, right? Like just do some fights. Grasshoppers? Okay. Let's start with... How much meter do you get? Okay, 75. Okay. I was just wondering. Put that in the old noggin for later. Boy, this is gonna be like, This is gonna be like Salem, where things are gonna be like, I'm not sure what numbers we're hitting because of the gimmick, right? Where you're just like, yeah, I mean, I guess I can try and figure out what we're doing. Anyways, we won. Yeah, we won because of this. Because all we gotta do is 1, 2, 3. Do your Vasavi Shakti. Vasavi Shakti, that's it. Yeah, I don't love his one wing. I'm okay when he pops it for a super, but I don't like it always open. Right? It just looks a bit strange. I don't know. Oh, right, more than one battle. What do we got now? More of these boyos? Okay, that's fine. Got some good stars to begin with. Do some of this. Very good. Great windbreaker. You know, Mash, can you do your target focus? Yeah. Okay, and let's go 1, 2, 3. Again, them stars. Owl. Alright, and we got another combo with you then. Debuff resist Noble Phantasm Seal. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Because he's pretty weak, he'll die in a quick move. There you go, you got enough for your super, which we'll use again. Boy, that super is just kind of our go-to for these first battles, huh? Not that I'm complaining. And then we'll try and get your super just in case we need it. Just in case. Ooh, did that even kill? It did not. Okay. Alright, well, you got enough for your super. It's been a while since we've seen Rama's supers, so that's good too. Eat that nanner. Brahmastra. Brahmastra. Cool. Sick. All right. No bond. No bond for friends. So, hey, what do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around. They're all covered with lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry lands, so we haven't had any problems walking around. It's, like, strangely peaceful. Well, of course, water's essential for living things to survive. Looks like there are large rivers here, too, so it seemed like it's just as environmentally stable as China was. Oh, well, the signal is that. As I suspected, a world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people, which means also bound to have towns. I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution. A town? With people? Ha, geez. I sure hope they don't look at us and go, bro, what, you don't look like us, you know? Tranquil Hill. Tranquil Hill. Okay. Hey, can we summon servants now? Sick. Love it. If it's a Zerker, where's our Kill Zerker? Kill Zerker. Yeah, that's what I want. Nice. Sounds good. Team Zerker Destroyer. Let's go. Nice that we can start to summon our own servants. Hello? Close your eyes, clasp your hands. Offer your prayer to the God above. Those three things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he always grumbles while he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. I think if I had a mother, she'd get angry too. I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know for sure, but that's what I'd guess. Huh? Prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers, and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, O great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga. Cycles of reincarnation. Huh? What's all the commotion outside? I'm gonna take a look. Where do you think you're going? It's okay, I already finished my prayers. Come on, Vihan. Pupper! What a good boy. Yo, this place is kind of ballin'. This place is kind of Bollywood, hey! Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look, as there was only so much we could learn at a distance. That said, this isn't what I was expecting. It doesn't seem too peaceful, does it? I don't know, it looks fine. I'd have to agree, there are a number of broken buildings. Oh yeah, I guess actually. Oh yeah, actually now I'm looking at it, yeah. There are a number of broken buildings and the fountain is jutting out at an odd angle. It would be beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as it feels now, it kind of feels run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth. To be fair, we are of an entirely different nationality to a place that might only have one. I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like the ages are skewed like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people. They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors. It would seem they're sizing us up as just as we're sizing them up. In any case, it's best if we don't give them any unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can. Understood. Alright, here goes. Okay, yeah, that is at a weird angle. That pupper's adorable. And you are you drawn by Wada Arco? You look like it. He literally says that doggo is adorable. I'm very happy. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that To just be like, this game knows what I would say. I love it.
The doggo is adorable.
She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her. Hi there. Could we talk to you for a bit? Yikes, you surprised me. Hello. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry. I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone who dressed like you before. We're travelers. That's right. This is Tanner, and I'm Mash Kyrielite. May I ask your name? I'm Asha, and this is Vihan. He's astonishingly cute, isn't he?
Arf, arf.
Are they talking? So you are named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I am Rama, and this is Karna and Neza, and I want her to go, really? At those names. You may have heard our names in stories of great warriors, so but pay that no heed. Don't worry about that. Huh? Sorry, what's happening? Is it my imagination, or do the other people here seem afraid of something now? So if you're travelers, does that mean you don't have a home? No, we don't. At least not in this town. You don't? That's terrible. Shockingly terrible. Why is that terrible? Because of the Kali, of course. You can't pray without a house. And if you can't pray, the Kali are going to eat you up. Kali, Asha, is that... I thought... What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening? The Kali are here! Everyone inside okay? I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray. Get inside, hurry. The Kali are here, but these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours? Of course not. I can't afford to look after a bunch of people we don't even know. Wow, just picked up her and the dog. Wait, please. You're Ash's father, right? Can you at least tell us what's going on? My name's Ajay. Use it. I've got my hands full taking care of just one Ulu. What are these words? Sorry, but you lot are on your own. On our own with what? What? Were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our God not to discard us, so that we don't become faithless, worthless people doomed to end up nothing more than Kali food. Go on, travelers. You've got to hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you already know this, but the Kali... Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us. Since it's all the Age of Gods, like, praying stuff is going to be important in all of them, right? Master, all the other people are gone. It looks like we're the only ones left still outside. They must have all gone back to their homes. Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but... Get back, Master. Is that the Kali? It's just a super crocodile. Be careful, that is not the only one. Bunch of super crocodiles. They're attacking everything in sight. Is that why the town is in such poor shape? Kali. That is the devil's name.
That must be one unique to Indian mythology rather than the one defined by the Holy Church.
I don't know how you Westerners categorize them, but we always call them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues. Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Got it. Let's fight. Right. My Ordnax is holding steady at better than I expected readings. I'm good to go, too. Armored Shielder moving out. So let's see what these Crocoroks are looking like. They just look like regular crocodiles, so I'm like, well, okay, they don't look like regular crocodiles, but they look like regular magical crocodile enemies that we kind of already faced, right? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. What do we got? Yeah, I mean, they look like that, huh? Alright, so you have a full combo to start things off, so let's go with that. So let's see. Are we all... Yeah, we're all still low on the numbers, but that's fine. We nearly beat you. Chomp. 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 Okay. And let's go 1, 2, 3. So I think we'll kill with the blue, right? Yeah. They still fade away like normal. You gotta watch for when enemies fade away differently. Swagger! This literally is a Krokorok, isn't it? Alright, let's go... 1, 2, 3. Get that blue with the heroine as well. Alright. Is this gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Very nice. Alright. And we got 3 more. 3 more. These ones are slightly more powerful. Pop that. Pop that. And pop that. Suit up. Pop that on. Okay, so my plan is going to be... use yours. Yeah. Let's do defense down. So we're gonna go... You. That should do enough damage, I hope. And you are done. Hit that big Excalibur yeet. Yay, we did it. We dropped a gold item. What'd you guys drop? Let's see here. You dropped... Oh, this is where you get the arrowheads. From straight up from JoJo. Like, nearly 100%. Like, you're really, really going with this, huh? Alright, well, next time we'll head into Bichu. And then we'll go to Pikachu, and then we'll go to Baichu. That's a Pokemon reference. We'll see you guys next time for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order as we go through the Samsara of Genesis and Terminus Yugakshetra. We'll see you then for that, guys. Ciao.